Hi Lana, hello and welcome once again. So I want to take you through a step-by-step process on how you can apply for the government scholarship. Now, as you can see, I've already opened the higher education financing website, as you can see. So just kindly proceed to this particular website so that we learn more about how we can go ahead and apply for this particular scholarship. So these are a new initiative by the government of Kenya on how needy students are going to be applying for their financing, right? Or rather scholarship. So I won't really go into details. More or much details are you can find them within this particular website. Our task today is just to know and understand how we can be able to apply without any issues. Now, I want to commend this particular higher education financing for putting everything into perspective, and they have also provided a lot of tutorials on how you can be able to apply for this particular scholarship. So mine is just to highlight for those people who are having issues or are struggling understanding how to actually apply for this particular scholarship. So once you are here, now this is the website, this is the official website. Maybe the first thing is to check the requirements, as you can see. And before you click on the requirements, for those who are eligible to apply at this particular period, you have 30 days at the time of maybe creating this particular video, right? So you just click on requirements and you can see maybe just at the bottom here, we can go through the requirements before you apply, right? So you need to have a valid email address. Kindly create an email address that you're going to use for now and for future, right? Also have a valid telephone number, right? That must be registered in your name, right? So you have to actually have a valid telephone number either from this particular telco companies, either Safaricom, Airtel, but mostly it is your preference. Now, we also have a KCP and KCSE index numbers. Yeah, you need to have that passport size photo, copy of your ID, college, university admission letter, your parents' registration, registered telephone number, your parents' national ID, death certificate if any of your parent is the deceased, your birth certificate, two guarantors, which is very very important here. Yeah, so it can be your parents' ID, use of ID number, and register telephone numbers for loan application. Then lastly, you need to have copy of the sponsorship letter if you were sponsored in secondary school. So these are the 12 main requirements that you need to have. So with this, now we can proceed and see how we can be able to register. So once you're here, you can go ahead and click on apply now, right? Just click on apply now. Now let me just tell you that normally you'll find that this particular apply now is deactivated. That means these particular days have already elapsed, so you don't need to maybe apply. So you need to wait for another season of application, right? So once you click on apply now, you'll be taken to the sign up or registration form that is going to be presented here. So the first step is this one, right? So I'll use the documentation for this particular higher education financing portal just to take you through step by step. So the first step, as you can see, is to register. You need to have your email address, right? You need to have your email address valid one, right? And maybe if you're wondering where to get this particular form, you can always proceed to the H or higher education financing or universities fund.go.ke or help.co.ke, right? So that you can be able to register, right? So number one, after you have gone to the form or registration form that I had shown you earlier, number two is actually confirm your national ID, as you can see here, right? So select whether you have a national ID or not. Now, this is a good thing. Initially, students had issues, right? Because it had only one selection, one option that you have to provide your ID. So nowadays, they have provided another option. So you can either select yes or no, which is a good feature. Number three, you need to enter your ID number, right? If you have selected yes, then also you need to write your official first name as captured within your ID. Then you need to capture your index, KCSE index number, right? If you don't have your national ID. So there's an option here, either to use your KCSE index number if you don't have an ID, or if you have an ID, you can use it, right? So here you can see there's some drop down menu that you select. You type your KCSE index number. You enter the program code as indicated in your college or university, right? So this is a very clear step-by-step procedure of how you can be able to apply, courtesy of the higher financing, higher education financing portal. So you can proceed to number 5, rather number 4, as you can see. So what if your ID number is not found, right? We have said you can always use your index number. So they can always detect your index number automatically. So you don't need to get worried about that. But ensure that you enter a valid ID number, right? Then we have, so you can check after you've entered and clicked on register here. Once you click on register, then you have to go to your email address, the one that you supplied, right? That's why it's very important to use one email constantly, so that you consistently, so that at least all the communication from this particular portal will always be coming to one email address. If you use different email address, then you might lose the communication, right? So if you don't find this a particular email within your inbox, check within your spam folder, right? So that you click on the activate account. So once you have activated your account, you have to log in, right? So you are told here you enter a valid telephone number where verification code will be sent, right? That is after you've entered your email address and you've clicked on login, right? This is another option. You can use your telephone number. Then we have number 8. You need to fill your biodata, right? Once you have logged in, you have already registered, right? So you type your first name, middle name, KCSE ID, birth certificate, religion, so you can be guided there, right? Then you have to, actually this is very, very important. You need to read through the consent form to understand why they're collecting your data. This is as per the Data Protection Act that has been implemented in our country. So you need actually to consent. Otherwise, you're not going to go through the process. So here you can say you have to also indicate your residence, and actually take note of the asterisk. There are those areas that it's a must, right? If you have the red asterisk, that is a must area. So you have to supply some information, right? Then you can proceed to the 11th step. You add your secondary and primary school details. You also need to add your university or college details, right? Now, as you can see here, you can enter those particular details, and then once you're done with that, you go to number 13, where you can enter your parents' details, right? Where they're coming from, their first name. Okay, once you're done with this, right? And big guy, actually, if you are applying for this particular scholarship, I'll request that you have your parent maybe close to you, so that if you don't have those information, you can always ask for assistance, right? So you can go ahead, and then you can say after you're done, you can click save and submit. Now, this is actually towards the tail end, right? So this is a loan application for students with ID. Yeah. So what you need to understand is that once you click on the submit your application form, once you submit, you cannot or you never edit that, right? So you need to take time before you click on the submit button. So you need to go through the details once again, check, go back to the previous information, right? Counter check, consult, then you click on the submit button. I'll repeat, and you can see here, once you submit the application, you'll not be able to edit the application details. So you need to take note of that. So I hope this is just an eye opener, but this information can be found within the portal, right? So you can go through them step by step before you start the registration process. So should you find this information useful, kindly just hit on that subscribe button, and thanks.